So in this session we're going to explore the practice of Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation, a classical yoga practice that we'll introduce in an accessible way today. So just to start the practice, coming to a standing posture with the feet about hip distance apart and parallel, and feeling the whole contact of the ground beneath the feet. The contact points of the ball of the feet, the base of big toe and little toe, the centre of the heels. Unlocking the knees, feeling the legs are strong and tall, supporting you. Feeling of lengthening through the lower back, lifting up through the spine, shoulders falling down and away from the ears. Crown of the head lifting to the space above you. And in preparation for the practice, linking the hands in front of the body and turning the palms down towards the floor. And on an inhalation, taking the arms up and over the head, softening the shoulders down as you draw the arms alongside the ears, lifting the palms. And holding the breath there for a moment, rising up onto the toes. And on the exhalation, lowering the heels back down. And then lowering the arms forwards and down in front of you. And repeating twice more. Having a sense of stability through the body, creating length in the body. Discovering that sense of balance. When you're ready to exhale, lowering the heels before you lower the arms. And one final round with your own awareness. Releasing the hands. Stepping the feet about mat distance apart. Coming into the practice of Tiryaktadasana, the swaying palm tree. In this practice, the chest and the shoulders, so the chest, shoulders and hips will stay facing the front of your mat. And you'll be moving as though you're between two panes of glass. So again, interlocking the hands in front of the body, and if you can work it out, having the opposite index finger on top, just bringing that extra sense of balance into the preparation of the body. Turning the palms once more down away from you, and breathing in, taking the arms up and over the head. Unlocking the knees, staying strong in the legs. Feeling that there's a triangle of energy from the soles of the feet to a point at the navel. And then on an exhalation, taking the body over to your right. Keeping the arms alongside the ears, pushing the palms a little away, feeling the length through that left side of the body. Breathing in, draw the awareness and the arms back up to the center. And exhale, coming over to the opposite side. That triangle of balance from navel to feet, stability, that length through the right side of the body. Breathing in back to the center. Twice more to each side. The end of your final round, lowering the arms down in front of the body. releasing the hands. Working with Kati Chakrasana, the waist rotating pose. So taking the arms out wide, level with the shoulders. In this variation, the knees will be soft, the hips will stay facing forwards. And taking the arms round to one side of the body, so the back of the right hand comes to the back of the body, left hand to right shoulder as you take your gaze over the right shoulder, twisting the body to the right. The arms then come back out wide, facing forwards, and then the left hand comes to the back of the waist, right hand into the shoulder, twisting to your left, taking the gaze over your left shoulder. The arms coming back to the centre and facing forwards. Either moving around your natural breath, exhaling as you go to one side, inhaling as you come wide, or if you want a more dynamic practice, then just swinging the body as feels good for you, from side to side, and just letting the breath find its own natural rhythm. Feeling the gentle release through the spine, beginning to move energy through the body. And then slowly coming back to the centre. And come in to stand towards the front of your mat, ready for the practice of Surya Namaskar. Having a slight distance between the feet. Again, feeling that firm foundation through the balls of the feet, the heels with the earth beneath you. The lift of the crown of the head into the space above you. Letting the eyes close for a moment. In this first round, we'll work a little more slowly and we'll become aware of each posture. And for a few moments, we'll hold each posture with a natural breath. So Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation, celebration, an acknowledgement of the energy that the sun gives to the planet, life-sustaining, and in the same way, how life-sustaining the sun is to our own being. So visualizing yourself standing, facing the early morning horizon. At that moment, before the sun starts to rise. And feel as though it is your inhalation that is almost drawing the sun over the horizon. And with each inhalation, the sun rises a little higher. And as the sun begins to rise, so the rays of the sun are drawn into your body with each inhalation. And as we work through this series of practices, and we bring awareness to each energy center in turn, feel that the sun's rays are touching that specific energy center. On an exhalation, bring your hands together at the heart space, with the thumbs touching the sternum, fingers towards this heavenly space above. And taking a few natural breaths at that space, feeling the energy of the sun touching your own heart space. On an inhalation, take the arms up and over the head, engaging those muscles in the upper back to draw the arms alongside the ears, lifting the chin a little, and bring the awareness into the throat. Natural breath, visualizing the rays of the sun coming into your throat center. On an exhalation, bend your knees. Push the sitting bones behind you and draw a big arch forwards with the arms as you bring the belly down towards the thighs and rest the hands either sides of the feet, fingers in line with the toes, letting the head go. Bending the knees as much as you need to and bringing all the awareness into the base of the spine. Into Swadhisthana chakra. Imagining, visualizing the rays of the sun coming into Swadhisthana. Breathing in, stepping the right leg back behind you as far as it will comfortably go, coming down onto the right knee, rising up onto the fingertips, sinking the hips forwards, allowing the crown of the head to lift, and bringing awareness into the brow center, the third eye. Again, visualizing the rays of the sun coming into the third eye center as you follow your natural breath. On an exhalation, stepping the left leg back behind you and coming into Parvatasana, mountain pose. Bending the knees a little if you need to, so you can roll the sitting bones high. Drawing the chest back towards the thighs. Once more, feeling the awareness in the throat center, that center of purification and communication. And on an exhalation, lower the knees towards the floor. Bend the elbows so that you can bring the chest and the chin down towards the floor. Keeping the sitting bones lifted. And bring the awareness to Manipur, the navel center, that point just behind the navel. Again, visualizing the rays of the sun touching your own sun center. And on an inhalation, bring the pubic bone down towards the floor and rise up into Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Keeping the pubic bone to the floor, softening the shoulders down and away from the ears, lifting the crown of the head. And bringing the awareness either into the base of the spine, Swadhisthana, or into Muladhara, the very base of the body, in the perineum for males or the base of the cervix for females. Feeling that space filled with the energy of the sun. And on an exhalation, turn the toes under, rise back up into Parvatasana, mountain pose, keeping the knees slightly bent, rolling the sitting bones high, bringing the awareness back into the throat space. The knees can be bent as much as they need to be, feeling that softness in the shoulders. On an inhalation, step your left foot forward between the hands. If you need to, you can bring the knee to the floor first and then step it forward in 2 stages, rising up onto the fingertips, sinking the hips, softening the shoulders, awareness once more at the brow center. And on an exhalation, stepping the right leg forwards between the hands, resting the belly towards the thighs, bending the knees so that you can tip the sitting bones high, let the head go. Awareness back in the base of the spine. And on an inhalation, grow the arms forwards alongside the ears, engage in the back of the heart space as you push into the feet and the thighs, lift yourself all the way up to standing. Lifting the chin slightly, softening the shoulders, awareness back into the throat center. And on an exhalation, bringing the hands back into the heart space. Once more, drawing the awareness of the energy of the sun into your heart center. And then on an inhalation, take the arms up and back over the head. Awareness coming back into the throat, shoulders softening, engaging those muscles in the back of the heart space. On an exhalation, bending the knees a little, pushing the sitting bones back behind you, arching forwards with the hands to bring the hands either sides of the feet, bending the knees as much as you need to and letting the head go. Fingers in line with toes, awareness back to the base of the spine. On an inhalation, step the left leg back behind you, bringing the left knee to the floor, rising up on the fingertips, sinking the pelvis forwards, lifting the crown of the head. Awareness back to the brow center. And on an exhalation, stepping the right leg back behind you, coming back into Parvatasana, mountain pose, awareness back into the base of the spine, knees bent if you need to. So you can roll the sitting bones high, feeling of lengthening from the wrists right up into the lifted hips, awareness in the throat center once more. And on an exhalation, bending the knees to the floor, keeping the sitting bones lifted as you bend the elbows to bring the chest and the chin to the floor. Awareness once more behind the navel. Manipur, your own sun center. And on an inhalation, coming forwards into Bhujangasana, Cobra pose, pubic bone to the floor. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting the crown of the head. Awareness in the base of the body. And on an exhalation, toes under, coming back up into Parvatasana, mountain pose, letting the head go. Awareness back to Vishuddhi and the throat center of purification. Inhaling, stepping the right foot forward between the hands, bringing the left knee towards the floor, rising up on the fingertips, sinking the hips, and bringing the awareness to the brow center. And on an exhalation, stepping the left foot forward between the hands, raising the sitting bones high, letting the head go. Awareness in the base of the spine once more. On an inhalation, engaging the upper back to draw the arms alongside the ears, bend the knees a little, push down through the feet and the thighs to rise up to standing, lifting the chin a little, relaxing the shoulders, awareness back into the throat center. And on an exhalation, bringing the hands back into the heart. So we'll continue the practice flowing with the natural breath. So on an exhalation, bringing the awareness into the heart space as the hands come into the heart, thumbs touching the sternum. Inhaling, taking the arms up and over the head, awareness at the throat center. Exhaling, rolling forwards, extending forwards, rolling the hips back, hands in line with the toes, letting the head go, awareness at the base of the spine. Inhaling, stepping the right leg back behind you, knee to floor, sinking the hips up on the fingers, awareness at the brow. Exhaling, stepping the left leg back into Parvatasana, knees bent a little if you need to, rolling the sitting bones high, awareness at the throat. Take an extra breath here, or exhale and hold the exhalation as you bring the knees, chest and chin to the floor, keeping the sitting bones lifted, awareness behind the navel. And then inhaling, bringing the pubic bone to the floor, coming up into Bhujangasana. And exhaling, toes under, lifting the buttocks high, back into Parvatasana, awareness at the throat. Inhale, step the left foot forward between the hands, bringing the right knee to the floor, rising up on the fingertips, awareness at the brow. And exhaling, stepping the right foot forwards between the hands, hands in line with toes, let the head go, awareness at the base of the spine. Breathe in, grow the arms forwards, up and over the head, awareness back up into the throat. And exhale, hands and awareness back into the heart space. Taking a breath in and out. And on an inhalation, taking the arms up and over the head, awareness coming into the throat. Exhaling, folding forwards, bending the knees, tipping the sitting bones back behind you, hands in line with the toes, awareness to the base of the body. Inhale, step the left leg back behind you, knee to floor, rising on the fingertips, awareness to the brow center. Exhaling, right foot back into Parvatasana, awareness into the throat. Hold the breath out or take an extra breath if you need to. And then bring knees, chest and chin to the floor, bending the elbows, sitting bones tall, awareness to Manipur behind the navel. Inhale, bring the pubic bone to the floor as you come up into Bhujangasana, awareness in the base of the body. And exhale, toes under, back up into Parvatasana, awareness in the throat center. Inhale and step the right foot forward between the hands, bringing the left knee towards the floor, awareness back to the brow center. And exhale, left foot forwards into forward bend, awareness at the base of the spine, letting the head go. Inhale, growing the arms forwards, up and over the head, awareness back into the throat. And exhaling, awareness and hands back to the heart space. If it's appropriate for you, then practicing one further round with your own awareness. Following your natural breath. The end of your final round, let the eyes close, release the hands to the sides of the body. Once more, visualizing yourself facing the morning sun. Feeling as though each of the centers of your body is vibrating with the energies of the sun. Base of the body, the base of the spine, behind the navel, behind the heart space, behind the throat, and in the center of the head. And then coming to rest down in Shavasana, or into semi-supine with the knees bent and the feet flat to the floor if that's more appropriate for you. Backs of the hands to the floor, palms uppermost, arms a slight distance away from the body. Back of neck long, chin tucked in a little. Allowing the body to be supported by the ground beneath you. Becoming still to absorb the effects of the practice. Aware of all the different sensations arising within the physical body. Aware of the natural movement of the breath. Staying in Shavasana for as long as your body needs at this time. And then when you're ready, releasing the practice. Hari Om Tat Sat.